All right, let's take a look at 5.3. This is graphing quadratic equations by factoring. So to sketch each of a quadratic function, first we find the x-intercepts by factoring the equation. We plot those points. We use symmetry to find the x-coordinate of the vertex. We find the y-coordinate of the vertex by subbing the x-coordinate of the vertex into the equation. And we draw a curve and connect the points. So let's take a look at that. So we know that to find the x-intercepts, we let y equal 0. In order for y to equal 0, we know x is going to be 3, because 3 minus 3 is 0, and 0 times this will be 0, or x is going to be 5. So the x-intercepts are 3 and, because they both are x-intercepts, 5. That means the axis of symmetry is in the exact middle. So what's the exact middle of 3 and 5 is, of course, x equaling 4. Then we take 4, put that into here. 4 minus 3 is 1. 4 minus 5 is negative 1, and 1 times negative 1 equals negative 1. So our points are going to be, here's 1, 2, 3. There's a point there. There's a point there. And when x is 4, y is negative 1. And as you can see, that's how we graph by factoring. So let's do another one. Here we go. The x-intercepts are when y equals 0. So to let y equal 0, we let this equal 0, x squared equals 1. And of course 1 squared is 1 and negative 1 squared is 1. So the x-intercepts are negative 1 and positive 1. The middle of negative 1 and 1 is 0. So the axis of symmetry is x equals 0, or the y-axis. And when x is 0, 0 squared minus 1, that's negative 1. Y is negative 1. So let's plot these points. We've got 1 and negative 1. And then when x is 0, y is negative 1. And there is our graph by factoring. Okay. Let's do another one. Here we go. Factor away. What multiplies to 12 and subtracts to 4? Well, we know 6 minus 2 subtracts to 4 and multiplies to 12. So we've got x, 6, 2, and of course the 6 is positive, because that's positive, and the 2 is negative. So now we've got here x is negative 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and y is 2, and those are our intercepts, or where this equals 0. And now we need to find the middle. So let me just ask you, if you have trouble finding the middle number when you have a negative and a positive, you can add them together and divide by 2. So negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4, and negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2, so that's here. But alternatively, what you can also do is just say, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spots. Half of 8 is 4, so I'm just going to count 4 from either end, and I'll be in the middle. It's another way of doing it. Now, when x is negative 2, we need to find out what y is. So let me just do it here. When x is negative 2, oops, I need to make that a negative 2. Y equals negative 2 squared plus 4 negative 2 minus 12. That's 4. That's negative 8. That's negative 12. So negative 8 and negative 12 is negative 20, and 4 minus 20 is negative 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and negative 2. And there is your graph. All right, let's do one more. Here we've got this. Now let's deal with these fractions here, or decimals. So I'm going to first turn this into a fraction. So I've got 6x minus 1/2 x squared, and I'm going to let it equal 0 because the steps are to first find the x-intercepts. X-intercepts when y is equal to 0. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange this in standard form. Actually, first I'm going to just get rid of the fractions. Common denominator is 2, so I'm going to multiply everything by 2. Now I'm going to put this in descending form, so I've got negative x squared plus 12x equals 0, and now I'm going to common factor out a x, so I've got x and minus x plus 12 equals 0. So I've got x equals 0, and here I've got minus x plus 12 equals 0, so x is going to equal 12. So even though if I was factoring this as an OR, they want to know what are the x-intercepts. This and this are x-intercepts. So I've got 0, and I've got 12. That's strange. I wonder why they didn't give me this space. Did I make a mistake? Let's take a look. 6x minus a half x squared. Double it, double it, double it. That's negative x squared. That's positive 12x. I took out an x. I'm left with negative x plus 12. Nope, I'm right. Okay, well, they made a mistake, so this needs to go to 12, and then 0, and then, of course, halfway between 12 and 0 is 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then when x is 6, what's this? Well, let's see. 6 times 6 minus 1/2 6 squared. What does that equal? Well, that's 36. That's 36, and then half of 36 is 18. So 36 minus 18 is 18. So let's see, do I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So here they gave me the right space. And then here I know when I see this negative in front of my x squared, I know I have a concave down curve. So I'm just going to draw it here, and I'm going to lightly draw it here so that I don't cross out my writing for you to see. And there is my graph. Okay. Let's take a look here. We're going to do a little bit more. Sketch the graphs of the following quadratic functions by locating the x-intercepts and then finding the coordinates of the vertex. Okay, so again, same thing. We're going to factor, we're going to solve, get our zeros, then we're going to find the middle value, that's the x value of the vertex, and then sub it in and find the y value of the vertex. So I'm going to let you pause this and write down these questions and do them. And then we're going to take them up.